Hola clase, this is Señora Plested. We're finishing chapter 7a, Cómo se hace la paella, how is paella made. We're doing part 2, grammar and review. We're in week 14. So before we begin, you know we have culture things that are on your test, so let's go through them really quick. La arepa is a traditional food that is eaten every day in Venezuela. White or yellow, arepas have been part of breakfast or dinner for many Venezuelan families. There are different varieties of arepa, some that are made with potatoes and some made with cheese. In each region of Venezuela, they prepare arepas in a different manner. Many times arepas are full of chicken, ham, eggs, and other things. And tortillas and tacos. Tortilla is a fundamental food of Mexico and all of Central America. The tortilla is made with corn and also with flour. The tacos son tortillas are tortillas with meat, chicken, vegetables, cheese, and chile. Corn is a plant originally from the Americas, and its Aztec name was toconayo. Today, tortillas are popular in the United States. Tortillas can be bought fresh or frozen in supermarkets in almost all parts of the country. In this video, you'll learn about two grammar topics, negative to commands and the impersonal se. So, negative to commands. In this section, you'll be able to talk and write about what not to do in the kitchen and give advice about healthy eating. All right, so to tell someone what not to do, so pause and write this entire thing down. Use a negative command. To form negative to commands, drop the O of the present tense yo form and add ES for AR verbs and AS for ER-IR verbs. So I wrote that whole thing here. Change to yo form, drop the O, add opposite endings. AR becomes ES, ER becomes AS. So, usar, you change it to uso, and then you add the opposite ending. No uses el microondas. Don't use the microwave. And you use AS for ER and IR verbs. Encender, change it to the yo form, enciendo. Notice the I appears here, so you keep that I. No enciendas el horno. Don't light the oven or turn on the oven. Añadir, añado. No añadas demasiada sal. Don't add too much salt. Poner, to put. The yo form is a yogo verb, pongo, so you capture the irregularity like stem changing or yogo verbs, and then you change the ending. No pongas los camarones en la sartén todavía. Don't put the shrimp in the frying pan yet. Verbs that end in car-gar-zar have spelling changes. C changes to QU, G changes to GU, and Z changes to C. Picar, pico, no piques los tomates. Don't chop the tomatoes. Pagar, to pay, pago, I pay. No pagues demasiado. Don't pay too much. Empezar, empiezo. To start, right, notice the E changes to IE. That Z changes to C here. No empieces a cocinar ahora. Don't begin to cook now. These verbs have irregular negative to commands. Dar, to give, no des, don't give. Estar, to be, no estés, don't be. Ir, to go, no vayas, don't go. Ser, to be, permanent, no seas, don't be. With negative commands, pronouns always go right before the conjugated verb. Pico los tomates también? Do I chop the tomatoes also? No, no los piques. Notice los tomates became them. Here, don't chop them. The them goes in front of chop. All right, activity 12. Your older brother has finished cleaning the house and doesn't want to clean it again. So he writes you a note telling you the things that you shouldn't do. Complete what he is saying with the correct negative command forms. So you have to pick one verb or the other and then put it in the negative command form to say, don't do this. So blank ollas sucias en el fregadero. Dirty pots in the sink. Is it mix or leave? The verb is leave. Now change it to the negative to command. Put it in the yo form, dejo, drop the O, and then for AR it becomes ES. No dejes ollas sucias en el fregadero. Don't leave dirty pots in the kitchen sink. Blank en tu cama. So we're saying don't blank in your bed. right? Don't eat or don't add. It's probably don't eat. Put comer in the yo form, como. Then put the opposite ending, no comas en tu cama. Don't eat in your bed. We want to say, don't blank la estufa sin limpiarlo después. So don't blank the stove without cleaning it after. Don't peel the stove or don't use the stove. It's probably don't use the stove, right? Usar. So put in the yo form, uso, then put the opposite ending, AR becomes ES. No uses la estufa sin limpiarla después. All right. Blank pollo frito encima del sofá. So don't blank fried chicken on top of the sofa. Don't go out fried chicken or don't put the fried chicken. It's probably don't put the fried chicken on top of the sofa. So put in the yo form, pongo, opposite ending, pongas. No pongas pollo frito encima del sofá. Don't put, so remember, putting in the yo form, pongo, keeps that irregular yo-go form, the G, then you add the opposite ending. So it's not no ponas, it's no pongas. Hacer o probar espaguetis en el microondas. So don't blank spaghetti in the microwave. Don't make or don't taste or try. It's probably don't make. Remember, hacer in the yo form is hago, so H-A-G-O, and then you put the opposite ending, AS. So no hagas espaguetis en el microondas. Don't make spaghettis in the microwave. Number 6, blank al perro en la sala. So don't blank the dog in the living room. So don't see the dog or don't feed the dog. It's probably don't feed the dog. Dar, remember, is one of the weird opposite ones. The opposite of dar is no des de comer. Don't feed the dog. Blank egoísta. So don't be selfish. Think about other members of the family. So not don't go, we need don't be, the verb ser. So this one is an irregular one too, one of the 4 irregular ones. This one is no seas egoísta. All right. Impersonal say. You'll be able to talk about what is done at restaurants and exchange information about what people do in general. All right. So remember that you use se prohíbe to say something is prohibited. Se prohíbe comer en clase. Eating is prohibited in class. Literally, you could say this whole thing backwards. In class, eating is prohibited. In English, you use they, you, one, or people in an impersonal or indefinite sense to mean people in general. In Spanish, you use se plus the usted, el, ella, or the ellos, ellas form of the verb. A menudo se sirve pan con la paella. Bread is, so read it backwards, right? Bread is served with paella. Notice bread is singular, so sirve is singular because you're saying bread is served. You're not saying who is serving the bread. You're saying someone or they or people in general serve the bread. The bread is served with paella. Single bread, single verb. Se usan otros mariscos también para hacer paella. Other shellfish are also used to make paella. Shellfish here is plural, mariscos, so are used. Usan is plural because shellfish are used. So it is impersonal. You're saying they use other shellfish, so shellfish are used. So singular object, use the el-ea form. Plural objects, use the ellos-ellas form. So let's complete the sentences using the impersonal se. So en Mexico, blank a menuda la fruta fresca. Fruta fresca is single, so we know we need the el-ea form. And remember, this E changes to I, this IR changes to E. En Mexico, se sirve a menudo la fruta fresca. In Puerto Rico, tostones are eaten with mojito. Are eaten because tostones is plural. So change this to the ellos-ellas form and put se in the front. Se comen tostones con mojito. In España, shrimp are prepared with garlic. Camarones, so we need the ellos form. Camarones is plural. Make preparan plural. So se preparan camarones con ajo. In Argentina, blank mucho la carne de res, beef. Beef is singular, so use the el-ea form for comer. In Argentina, Se come mucho la carne de res. And in Bolivia, blank las papas de maneras diferentes. Potatoes are prepared in different ways. Are prepared, change preparar to the ellos form, because papas is plural. Se preparan las papas de maneras diferentes. Plural potatoes, plural are prepared. All right, and let's see if you can understand these two conversations.
Mezcla el agua con la sal ya.
No, no las mezcles todavía.
So, do I mix the water with salt already? And then he says, no, don't mix it yet. Notice the opposite ending. Mezclar, yo form, opposite ending. AR becomes ES. En el gimnasio, let me play it.
En el gimnasio se puede levantar pesas.
Claro, se puede levantar pesas.
In the gym, can one lift weights or can they lift weights, right? Can weights be lifted? You're not saying who is doing it. You're just saying, is weightlifting possible? You're saying, sí, se puede levantar pesas. Lifting weights is possible. They can. All right. And let's see if you can understand and listen to someone giving directions for cooking a meal. So they're giving directions over the phone. See if you can identify what he wants to cook, what ingredients he still needs to buy, and their first few steps in the recipe.
Diga.
Valeria, soy yo, Gabriel. Tengo una cebolla, un ajo, unos tomates y unos mariscos. ¿Es bastante para hacer una paella? ¿Cómo se hace?
Necesitas comprar un pollo y unas verduras como guisantes.
¿Qué hago primero?
Primero pica la cebolla y el ajo. Luego corta los tomates en pedazos.
Un momento. Necesito un lápiz para escribir.
So he's making paella. He needs to buy some chicken and vegetables. And she said first chop the onion and garlic and then chop up the tomatoes. All right, so you're reading an article about cooking in a Spanish magazine. Tell which of the following suggestions are focused on. Things to do before cooking, things to do while cooking, and things to do after cooking. So, apaga el horno cuando terminas de cocinar. All right, shut off the oven when you finish cooking. Lee primero la receta para saber si tienes todos los ingredientes. Read the recipe to see if you have all of the ingredients. No salgas nunca de la cocina mientras algo está hirviendo. Don't leave the kitchen while something is boiling. So it's a little bit of all, right? Before, during, and after. All right, activities. We did activity 12 together. And you have these instant checks and these quizzes. And then you have your end of the unit test.